Howdy, welcome. So I'm not sure. I thought the league patch was coming out. No, I guess the 12.08 that was last week. It's the 15th. Okay. So we've got a patch preview for next patch, but not a new patch. So I was gonna do like a patch notes and a tier list video and whatever, but we will wait a week then. So I don't think Jason's going to be able to join us. I texted him. I think he's busy with stuff, probably. So we'll just play one or two here and see what we can do. Also, don't see Sammy on. We played with Sammy, I think, last time. I can't remember if it was last time or the time before that, but yeah, there's Jason. He's like, yeah, I can't make it. Which is fine. Okay, so this account is... I don't even remember what I'm ranked. I think we're Emerald 3, maybe? I did play some Alistar last time. Nonetheless, I don't think it's out, right? Because what I'm seeing here is the last patch notes were from the 15th. And today is the 23rd. And it's every other week, right? On patches? Or am I crazy? Is it every week? It's every other week, right? This says that the last day of patch 2508 is next week. And that's Season 1 of this year. It's so dumb how they break it up into years. It just is such a marketing tactic. I hope they're not like resetting ranked or whatever. You're just getting missions or whatever. Okay, yeah. Ranked progression will not reset. Because that was really annoying when it reset like 3 times last year. If you just don't play enough games, it's just hard to climb back up. Okay, and then you have to play 15 games, winning 15 ranked games, and that gives you a Twisted Fate skin, it looks like.
Let's dance.
Zen's a pretty popular pick. If I was him, I would just first pick it. I mean, what hard counter is Zen in the jungle? I don't think the boot's really going to matter that much. I think... statistically, a lot of people say that usually the tier 3 boots are garbage. Wait, are they buffing it or nerfing it? Let me see. Okay, so that's cheaper. Swift March, move speed removed, now grants adaptive force equal to 5% of your total of movement speed. So that give you 20? If you have 450 move speed, it'd be 22 or something, 23. That's a lot of gold. I mean, 20. I mean, that's like 400 gold worth of value, plus a little bit of extra movement speed. I guess that's not that crazy. Okay, and they're even lowering the movement speed a little bit on it. So you're basically getting 10 movement speed and probably something like 20 to 25 adaptive force for 500 gold. 20 adaptive force is 400 gold. 10 movement speed is probably like 300 or something. So it looks like it'll be cost efficient. Percent. I don't know what the forever forward is. Are those symbiotic souls? And the pen is going down. Okay. I feel like swiftness are some of the more popular boots right now, so I'm not sure why they're buffing those boots. But they're keeping the same thing on the other ones. That's interesting. It'll definitely make it worth buying. in some cases. Hold on, let me make sure I got everything right. Because I haven't played on this account in a little bit. I think it's all good. I don't know if it's going to let me switch that. The Swifty nerve. Ha. Well, Janna scales really well with AP, though. I think. Like, her shield and her ult and everything are, like, good. So, I would probably... And you're going to be near the cap. Once you get over 450 movement speed, you start getting diminishing returns on it. And she gets all that bonus movement speed from her W. I guess you do get the 4% total movement speed right now, but... I feel like it could potentially be a good thing. And it's cheaper. And money changes in items. Supports are far more sensitive to that than most roles because you're the lowest income role. So, you know, 250 gold is kind of a big deal for, like, main income roles. But for supports, that's a very big deal. Because it takes a while to get 250 gold. Because you don't farm. So yeah, I think that's good. I think the role that would be buffed the most by that is probably support. Like I said, because the gold matters the most, and supports often aren't able to buy all of their items anyways, because you just don't have enough money. So there's always that weird spot in a build path after you have 2 completed items, plus your boots, plus your ward spot. You just got one, you know, box left. One spot in your inventory, and it's kind of nearing the end of the game. You know, it's around 25 minutes or something, and it's like, well, what do you buy? You just get another Kindle gem, and then you have to sit on it, you know, for like 5 or 10 more minutes before you can complete an item that's 2,000 gold. Well, now instead of that Kindle gem, you can just get tier 3 boots. So I feel like you're not giving up as much tempo and sort of opportunity cost as a support to get those tier 3 boots. Especially once you have your 2 items, because that's all the completed items you're probably going to get in most games is 2. So unless the game goes above average length, but you could even get it after your first main item if your champ synergizes really well with it. Like sometimes I'll get the Mercury Tread one upgrades because that shield is really good in certain matchups. For people who want to burst you down, or when you're taking repeatable damage, like Teemo Shrooms type of thing, or you're, you know, facing a lot of poke. So yeah, I think it's a good adjustment. Is it gonna be OP? I don't know, maybe. The whole fact that it's just a strange mechanic, anyways, to me, because there's already snowball stuff in the game. So, and they're just snowball by nature. It's going to be the winning team that gets it, so it's just getting them further ahead. And it's like, is that really necessary? I guess they have shaved some gold off of other things. Right, they took away first blood. So I guess if you're wanting to give the winning team a chance to snowball, which most people want that. Most people, if you're ahead, you would like to think you have an advantage because you earned it. But maybe they're trying to just give people something tangible instead of just like a sack of gold. It's like, okay, you can buy these boots if you want. So I guess it's a creative way to try to do something more. It's kind of like the same reason they gave the dragons those special buffs instead of just giving a sack of gold like they used to give. This makes it feel more like tactical, makes it feel more real in a game than just a bunch of gold. Gold is the most boring, but also probably the most OP resource. Certainly one of them. We're not doing that bad. We're supposed to lose this matchup pretty hard. I think Twitch is not great early. Shit, they got it. Yeah.
Humans claim theirs. Fence us away.
block that W so he didn't get that last hit. Just take like 50 damage in exchange for robbing him of 18 gold. I don't think anybody flashed. We got their other sums though.
Damn it, son, where are you?
Oh my god. I think that's gonna crash. It's not gonna get the range, but it should still push towards us.
It's me! They're scared of darkness. They're scared of magic. They are scared.
So yeah, I think it's a good move to make it a more interesting option. I just don't know about tying it to the snowball mechanic. I feel like almost everybody should just get the option to buy tier 3 boots. In general. I don't think just limiting items to the snowball. Maybe you could get a discount on it if you're ahead. Maybe you could still buy tier 3 for... Okay, so that's 1150 on Flash. Damn it, I'm at 3 stacks. I really need to... He get the cannon? He did not get the cannon.
Shut down.
Okay, Collie's getting kind of fed.
I'll be right under them.
Don't want to war.
I was hiding.
Danger is as fun as you let it be.
I'm gonna want that back. You're looking a little green.
This Twitch is doing pretty well. Janet's gonna catch that. That's annoying. She's gonna be really low on HP though. Or he's gonna be alone. Should have paid attention. I'm not sure which kind of boot I should get here.
Yes, it is. I was worried there for a second.
Maybe Mercs. I mean, Vex does have... I am going to get feared by Vex probably at some point. Jin has a root. I don't know. I could probably get away with Ionians, but...
An ally has been slain.
Fun.
Oh my god. Oh, this Twitch is trolling hard, dude.
This looks like another dangerous situation.
Jesus.
I can improvise.
I don't know, Trundle and Jan are doing a lot of damage too. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I should have really gone for Trundle instead of the Janna. I mean, Janna will shield the Trundle, but he lost so many autos by chasing Janna. Like, he could have autoed that Trundle probably 4 or 5 more times. He's going to break that shield in 2 autos. I mean, I get what he's thinking. He could assassinate her and then maybe cloak and get out. He's just not going to be able to kill them if Janna's alive, but I think you just got to hit whoever's closest to you. It's also just a lot safer to do that. Like, we knew Vex was coming. We saw her.
They want to see it. We
Sneaky, sneaky.
Woo! I am so into this. What is this?
Oh my god. Shit, I didn't realize they were that fed. Okay, yeah, we got it. We're gonna have to get Mercs.
They ain't ready for what I'm bringing.
Yeah, they've all got completed items. We don't have that yet. Like, that's one of those things where we're like doing okay bottom for a while. So it's easy to get lulled into thinking, Janna got me, I guess, at least.
I don't want a world that's safe.
Meanwhile, top.
Turret plate will fall soon. I'll be right under the nose.
Zaya says someone has to die.
You're looking a little green. Smell you can feel.
I don't even understand. I trust. I feel like my allies aren't recognizing how amazing my cloak is. I mean, seriously. Rude. I got freedom. I got a lady.
Trying to fake him out so maybe he'd go the long way and miss a CS or 2. Just in case he was scared Twitch was going to be there. Janna is really hard to dive. It's pretty... Janna's historically been a pretty good matchup. Cled's just getting annihilated over there. We can't do a lot about it. Zen is farming pretty well. So there's that, I guess. I was trying to hit heal. Gosh. That Trundle is so fucking tanky for like virtually no reason.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
We love Trundle. I mean, he's a fair champ. It's really the Vex. Like, that Vex flank is what really fucked us up. I'm like, how can we not kill this clown? Vex is so immobile. It's the Janna that's, like, low-key making things difficult for people. Is Lichbane Rush on Akali a thing? It's not a thing. Yeah, I thought they nerfed. I mean, like, the mechanics of the item sound good, but I feel like its numbers are just bad. Jesus. Why is she so hard to kill? They're probably on Dragon, right? They had to send our whole team. Twitch just doesn't do any damage to her. She did flash. Dude, I'm not gonna take the cannon from you. Take the cannon. He's letting this tower. Fuck. I mismanaged that. Like a third of the damage on the tower. Oh, they do regenerate though, I guess. So, but someone should have caught that wave. It's like 200 gold or something. What? I didn't think that shit could actually kill you passively. How did she kill me? Did I get hit by a tentacle and I just didn't notice? Bro, what is going on with this Alawi? Did they buff her? I got hit by a tentacle and I just didn't see it. It's not a good game. I've never seen an Alawi this tanky by multiple people who aren't just like sitting in her ult. Usually she just kills everybody that sits in the ult or people have a brain and spread out and then she dies.
An enemy has been
Twitch is just not doing any damage to her. These boots just still feel kind of OP, to be honest. Plated steel caps.
I am definitely more confident in danger.
I know they've been nerfed, but it's like... Feels like any of these bruisery champs that just get plated steel caps and just like, you know, HP items. It just feels like there's unkillable by ADCs.
They will see my dance. Then they will know magic's joy and its fury. They will see me. They will see my dance.
Whoa! What the fuck? Okay. Well, at least we got Janna for it, too. 2 autos for 850, huh? I guess one of them was a 4th shot. I mean, I'm not worth anything, I guess. Kind of the bum mentality, but... Okay, I guess we'll just do Vow. Definitely too squishy to get Redemption. What's up, Suburbia? Yeah. Okay, now our ult's down. Does nobody kill her? Holy shit! It's really just 1v5? Okay, I mean, Twitch is getting kind of big. Once he gets Infinity Edge, he might be able to get it off of that kill. She does so much damage, and it's just unkillable.
Time to get it started.
She's just like face tanking everything.
Name one genius.
Okay, if they want to waste it, let's do a getaway. Guess that's fine. I mean, he's got Infinity Edge, but... Yo, anybody? Jesus. Twitch, like, ran away. I don't even get my... like, escape. What? Like, they're on inhibitor right here, brother. She's isolated. I mean, I know she's difficult to deal with, but... like, she's using so many cooldowns on me. She just used 2 of her 4 cooldowns on me. Twitch is just picking off the people that are free, though, so I guess that adds up. If we can just keep Alawi distracted. She's, like, not taking the base. Eventually, Twitch will be strong enough to kill her. Christ, this really is like a fucking raid boss. Seriously, dude, what the fuck? Oh my god. I haven't seen that much of a 1v5 in like an extended fight in a long time. Like, we just actually can't kill this thing.
I do not wish to kill the mortals. I want them
Kind of need that XP. Okay. That XP range buff was actually pretty big for supports.
You're welcome. Stop me.
I don't know. If Alawi's here with other people. Come here, give me a jump. God bless. Twitch, are they at least killing everybody? Our base is about to burn. I don't think we can kill Alawi if there's anybody else close to her.
Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
This Kled is just like stone cold worthless, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying. I can't do any damage to her, and I don't have a ton of CC. You know, as Rakan. Like, I can shield a little bit. I've got some knockups, but Rakan's really a lot better in like a peel back situation or just like a burst engage. Like, just keeping some 1v5 champ completely locked down. He doesn't do that very well. He's not like a Leona. I can't like perma stun lock. She side steps my W a lot. I'm missing a lot of those. It's not making a huge difference in some of these situations in these like 40-second fights, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, I had a bad game, and this is like just a massive 1v9. Holy cow. Yeah, a lot of Twitches do that where they just want to go into melee so the person can't run, but it's like, dude, you have 850 range. Like, it's okay if you 100% know you're going to burst them, but against, like, the Alawi and the Trundle, you definitely don't want to do that. I don't know. We did all right for a little bit in lane, but I died way too many times. There's no reason Rakan should ever die 7 times. That Alawi is just freaking blasting, though. Look at that! 60,000 damage, basically. Is that more? I think it... Hold on, let me do the math. 41... It's very close. I think that's almost literally the same amount of damage as the rest of her team combined. I think the rest of her team is like 62 or something. And she's basically 60. That's crazy. I mean, I was going to say that's more than our team, but it's not. I mean, our team combined did way more damage. Well, is that... No, that's not true. Our Zen did no damage. Kled's doing virtually no damage. I obviously don't do any damage, but neither did Janna. Our Twitch did way more damage than the Jhin, but that's nuts. That's like such a... And she only had 7 kills, too. That's crazy. That's doing all the work on everybody, like... and these other people that are getting kills are just cleaning up. I don't know, that's wild. That's one of the biggest 1v5s I've seen in a while. Okay, I got one more in me. What's the best way to learn math? Oof, you might be talking to the wrong person for that. I don't know. I would say just find some kind of YouTube, you know, math channel that explains math. I watched a video on explaining calculus to elementary school kids. I just looked it up. And the way they broke it down, I was like, man, if I had this, I would have done a lot better in calculus. I used to think I was a math guy. Well, the AI will show you. I mean, you really need a teacher that can, like, explain the process. At least that was for me. I gotta understand, like, okay, how is this actually working? Not just, here's the formula, you do it, but I need to, like, see it. And especially more with, like, real-world applications, or, I don't know, I just needed to be taught it. The way I was taught in high school, my teacher was actually pretty good in calculus, as far as, like, I think she was a good teacher. But in high school, they just have to blow through the material so fast, and I don't really understand it on, like, a fundamental level. Like, they weren't explaining, okay, calculus can help solve these problems that other things can't solve, like doing this with spheres. I mean, we did have word problems occasionally, but I don't know, they just didn't really, like, I don't remember it really, like, clicking. Like, I was trying to solve a puzzle, and I knew, like, okay, this formula does this, and this formula does that, but I didn't really know, like, deep down why I was doing what I was doing. I was just doing it because that's what I was told to do, and that's the formula. But, like, I didn't really, like, get it. Versus with, you know, English or philosophy or whatever, I read into it and I'm like, oh, okay, I understand why that person says that. I know why that person's thinking that. I understand why this character is doing that. I understand why this author, you know, talked about this cultural phenomenon in this way or whatever. Like, I can get it. I can get the motivations. Ban Alawi. I think that was just a really good Alawi player. Because I have not seen that problem at that level with Alawi before. Usually, like I said, you just spread out when she does her ult, and you either kill her from range or you wait till the ult wears out, and then you can kill her. But that was not what was happening there. Was that guy a Smurf, or did he just have a good game? Okay, update. I haven't played a game on this account in a month. We'll just ban Wukong, I guess. Wukong's my ban. He's just a strong champion in general, and he's particularly good against Rakan as a carry champ. Usually I see Wukong kind of do what that Alawi was doing more often. He's not a super popular pick, though, so I don't know. There's not a lot of stuff that I think in solo queue, like, you gotta ban. Why did they put recently... We'll just do Rakan still. Let's try to get some wins here. No, he just had a good game. Got a 1.28 KDA over his previous 2 games, so I don't know. Maybe our Kled was just that bad, or what? I mean, that's a pretty crush on the lane, 62-38. I don't know why we didn't do any damage to her. I mean, Akali obviously doesn't do a lot of sustained damage. I don't know. This is kind of a fluke. Oh, I banned the Alawi's Wukong. That's funny. I didn't even realize that she plays Wukong a lot. Yeah, I mean, that Wukong looks a lot more dangerous than the Alawi. Probably would have been a similar story. I think the Kled was just... I've seen a Kled go off, so I don't know. Maybe Kled can be okay, but... We just needed a little bit more... Just some damage. Just something. Because Twitch was coming back in the game. He was getting some picks. He was getting to be pretty strong. That Janna created a lot of problems, though. Yeah. It was very hard for me. Like, we just couldn't convert kills. It's hard to dive Janna. I mean, that's like her whole thing, is anti-dive. So, when I try to go in, or Akali tries to go in... Is it looking like a rough one? I think it looks okay. It's either LeBlanc or Hui support. Probably Hui. I'd rather be a Mumu in the jungle. I think Lee Sin is just total garbage. I mean, if he invades and, like, hard pressures a Mumu, maybe. But... Ooh, Pantheon into Darius? Is that good? It doesn't seem great. But I don't know. I feel like Darius is, like, pretty dang good into most matchups if he gets a 1v1 in solo queue. Okay. I mean, what's the key in that matchup? Using your Pantheon damage block on Darius's ult? It feels like Darius would just bleed you out. Well, if Lee and Darius go up there, obviously that's a huge problem. Pantheon has no escape, so I'm really worried about top. Oh, it's LeBlanc support with Ignite. Okay. Well, we just have to survive and not get trolled. Comet. I mean, I don't know. I guess the other stuff might just be bad. They don't have sustain, so.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Max W lane? What? Is that a thing? I don't think it's a cheese pick. I would not call it. It's like, it's playable. Viable, I don't know. Depends on what you mean with that word. I would put it in, like, D tier. I don't know. It's a cheese pick. If you snowball really hard early, if people disrespect your damage, and you just fully light them up at level 3 with everything and Ignite and trigger, Electrocute and all that, like, you could do a decent amount of damage. I think they're just doing some friendly banter, but I thought you had to max Q in order to get your stacks as Smolder, because it lowers the cooldown. But maybe not. I think the W, I'm assuming, is the sneeze. So he's going to try to farm stacks by hitting them with the sphere. Maybe your mana costs are just too bad. But yeah, if you just... I could get Merc Treads here. And she probably won't do enough damage. But yeah, it's sort of like a Xerath or a Vel'Koz lane, but instead of poke, it's burst a lot of times. So I'm pretty sure I've lost to it before. But I'm just not a big fan of the, like, super snowball or you lose lanes. I'd much rather have the survive and you just win the game. I mean, Rakan's nice because you can help snowball if your team gets ahead. You've got a really good engage, and Rakan's damage is, like, okay early, like his W at least. But obviously, having a shield with an E that does 0 damage, and his Q doesn't do a lot of damage either, you know, your full combo is not a lot early. But your W itself, just for, like, some poke, is decent. But in a full, like, all-in situation where you get to use your shield to shield allies and stuff, I think he contributes more than a lot of people in terms of if you're counting mitigation and flat damage. But yeah, look at that damage she did. Level 3. That's what I'll say, and you gotta watch out for her level 3. If she hits everything on you, triggers electrocute. But Rakan's one of the best at just surviving these types of lanes. You've got to sustain, your passive gives you some extra effective healing. And you can heal your ally with your Q. Oh.
I don't do safe.
First love.
I'm gonna burn this place down, then help them build it back up, so I can burn it again.
And Triss can jump in too, so you gotta be careful. Triss is one of the highest damage, like, early game single target ADCs. So you definitely gotta respect that.
Time to get it.
I mean, we're fine. Like, we're down a little bit of CS, but that's okay. Smolder just has to survive to, like, 22 till he gets all of his stacks. 22 minutes in the game or so, and then we kind of pushing it a little bit, and we really don't want to do that. But Triss will push it back. She has to with her passive, which is one of the, you know, big disadvantages of Triss, why a lot of pro players don't typically play her bot lane, is because you can't control the wave. It auto pushes.
Take it seriously. That's why it's the truth. I look around these forests and
Anyone ever tell you you're a little clingy?
Oh, really? That was pretty nice.
name one genius.
Oh, they got drag? Okay, we get a kill, though. This early, the kill might be better than the dragon, honestly. And he wasted so much time. Well, maybe he didn't. He's got the same CS. Yeah, once I get Locket, it's GG for LeBlanc. Yeah, kind of like Elise. I think Elise is probably better. Elise has a very special thing she does, which is tower diving. She's extremely good at tower diving because she can cancel. She can reset the aggro and basically get a free cancel on a tower auto. And she has high burst. She actually has, like, good CC, too. I think her web is, like, 2 seconds. So,
Has been slain.
she can still kind of do stuff. LeBlanc got a free kill off that roam, which is really annoying.
They will see my dance.
That Trist is going to lose a plate for it. I don't know. I didn't know that would be going down. She roamed up there late. She didn't go straight there. She rotated from bottom. They had first back and first move, so I don't think I could have been there in time given what we knew.
I dance because I'm free. Vision is the first step towards understanding.
So yeah, they might do a ward there. Pink ward, but...
The only way to understand magic is to plunge into
his stacks are probably really low. Actually, that's not too bad considering he's not maxing Q. Q may not lower the cooldown. I'm not sure. It might just be damage amp. I mean, something like LeBlanc does force you to build MR, but they're like, their mid lane is also magic, so. Huh. I mean, Dark Seal is not a massive investment, I guess, but that's going to slow down her first item pretty significantly.
Dangerous situation. Thankfully, I can improvise. I am so into this.
Dude, I love Demolish so much. A lot of Rakans don't take it, but especially after the big nerf to Fawn of Life. See if she'll go in.
See my dance. Then they will know magic's origin and its fury.
Oh, wrong way, brother. Jesus. We got at least one of them. Okay. It's awkward. I charmed like almost everybody.
It's all filthy and dangerous. And that's why
Who got the kill? Way.
mankind is blind. Try and hit me, fool.
Shut down.
Okay, that's good. Is she gonna... Dude, just let me take a drink, brother. I'm just buying. He's gonna get stopped. So annoying. He should have just kept backing.
I'm just trying to live.
Now he's gonna lose a wave, a cannon wave off of that. I mean, his health is sort of okay. It's just doesn't have any mana.
I don't need to understand the plan. I trust. Look good, feel good. Let's kick some ass. You're welcome. Zaya, hey. I hate it when she leaves.
An ally has been slain.
Well, she rotated up there for that early.
When I get sad, I might stop being sad and be awesome instead. Who's doing it? Long ago, our
Damn it, I thought we had an advantage on Trist.
planes. Now hurry up.
Okay, I guess I'll stay. I don't have ult. Maybe I shouldn't even be using ult in that situation.
You gotta keep up, baby.
Not sure. I guess I'll stay. I don't have... I do... My wards are still mostly down. Oh, okay. I think he got him. That's kind of close. like we should be up CS, but I guess Smolder's back timings haven't been great.
Turret plating will fall soon.
I feel like we're always getting the push and like first back, or very, very often we're running them out of lane, but somehow we're not getting a CS advantage. Morgana? Okay, I'll have to see her buffs. Right now, my opinion of Morgana is she's a very niche, like, counter pick against mobility type of champ. So I don't think she's usually that great. I think lower elo she's probably better because people won't dodge her skill shot as much. She is historically pretty good into Rakan, so I'm not thrilled if they buff her because line skill shots are good against Rakan because he has to run in and like jump onto them. So you have to dodge it. And obviously the Black Shield is good against any engaged champ, so... Okay, she just kills everybody. Oh my god. The jump resets. Could I got CC'd. I guess I could have maybe flashed out of the chains. Huh, okay. Thanks, Suburbia. Yeah, I'll have to see what those buffs are, but... Right now, very specific counter pick against engaged champ. She can be okay. But you've also got Braum, who's good into engage. You've also got several things. Rakan is pretty good into engage. Tom Kent, she's not being played as much right now. Obviously, Janna. Aren't the cannons worth a lot or not? I don't know how that works as far as his stacks go. Because it feels like he's not using his Q on the cannons. Shit. Okay. I wasn't sure if we were going to get that. I was just trying to put a little damage on him. I'm glad Amumu decided to go in with me, though. This is actually huge. We get a kill and we get the tower. You hit this tower, brother. There you go. Okay. It's that support item, man. Damage reduction.
Has been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
It don't take a lot of words to tell the truth.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I'm getting impatient.
I knew she would go for it. I knew she'd stick around for that shit. For me to go for that ward.
For humans, magic is like fire. For us, it is
So now she's got a bad back timing for Dragon.
Your turret has been destroyed.
She's gonna try it again here. I think I can live though. She's getting debated hard.
what humans call magic, we call life.
Do I do Locket or Redemption here? Maybe Redemption.
Magic isn't supposed to be safe.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Yeah, if they're buffing her Q and her E, that's a pretty big deal.
I have got this.
They need to decide what they want her to be.
Damn it, Zion, where are you?
If she's gonna be a support, what they need to do is make her W grounding. And then she would be a very good support. Like, nerf her Q so that you're not binded for 3 seconds. But, you know, maybe make it a little bit faster and or give her grounding on the W. Kind of like Cassiopeia. Then she'd have multiple forms of CC. But none of them would be, like, as massive. Because right now, if she's got a 3-second CC on her Q, that's just so long. It's like a Season 1 CC amount of time. So I think they need to diversify her power away from that so that they can give her other stuff in the power budget.
It's an evolution. And it's good times.
If he lands a Q, we're fucked. He's really fed. I'm gonna be a bit squishier with Redemption, but
They will remember my name.
just kind of running around. Everyone's just dying. If I'm not on the screen, bad things are happening. This top laner's just getting annihilated again.
Gaia says someone has to die. You weren't a little frightened?
Oh my god, really? How did Smolder die?
Double kill.
There's been a top, like, chasm at both of these games. I don't know. I only hit one person with my W, though. So if I would have hit 2 more people, that probably would have been better. Dude, just run. Like, what the fuck? Please tell me somebody dies. Okay. Okay, we got cleanup crew. You can't kill Lee, though.
They ain't ready.
I feel like these bruiser items might be a little too strong. That's what I'm seeing. Like, Sundered Sky looks like it's OP. Because that's kind of what Alawi had, too. I've never been a big fan of these big, like, just bruiser items where people can get items that give you survivability and a lot of damage and a nice effect on top of that. Like, just make them, like, fully commit to a damage item or a defensive item. They shouldn't have it all in one. That's my opinion anyways. Because it's just too strong early, like, single item that has... The fuck? It's just too strong of a concept. People have to make trade-offs. she's there. God bless.
Your turret has
Trying to flash like a Lee Q come in.
been destroyed. An enemy is unstoppable. Killing spree.
I don't know how we're getting, because it feels like Smolder's strong. Like both games, the ADC has been very strong, but it's just like jungle and top is absolutely worthless. The Moo at least has a lot of CC. And he's got Abyssal Mass, so once Soul gets more stacks, especially once he gets to level 16, that'll help. What's up, Sam? Yeah, Pantheon finally got a couple of items, and he's got Cleaver. Like, at least we've got some utility items. That's helpful. Darius is probably going to fall off. Lee's going to fall off, and he has most of their gold. So I think the game's definitely winnable. We actually have 3 dragons somehow. It feels like we're getting completely smoked this game, but if we get one more dragon, we got Soul.
Let's call it battle. It's just a dance.
She just wants to waste time with me. I'm cool with that.
Magic is supposed
An enemy has been slain.
to hurt.
Oh my god. Alright, well I shouldn't have disrespected by standing that close to a wall. Okay. Yeah, we're able to kill him now. I should have just backed. I mean, getting her Ignite and forcing her to waste time was good, but backing in the middle of the lane like that was a little disrespectful.
You're only given a little spark of madness.
Are they on it?
Danger is as far
Yeah,
as
fuck.
you let it be.
Well, I mean, I was dead. We had lanes push in. I'm not sure if we could have even contested it. Yeah, Way got 16 off of that. It's going to matter less over time.
I feel like my allies aren't recognizing how amazing my cloak is. Serious. Rude. Why is it taking so long to get back to the action?
Oh, God. I did do quite a bit of damage there. Oh, we got drag?
Humans will never understand our
Nice. Let's put a ward down.
Your inhibitor has been spawned.
I can't believe Lee took that. It's like, dude, you're not gonna blow me up that fast. Not a locketed Rakan with the support item. Like, this item blocks so much damage, it's crazy. Celestial Opposition is pretty OP. Especially on Rakan, because if you don't blow up Rakan during the window, like, if you don't blow him up super fast, he's getting away. Probably. Like, you have so many little jumps and dashes, he's probably the hardest champ to kill as a support. If he's not locked down. Pyke is also slippery, but Rakan's definitely up there. He's extremely difficult to kill unless you kill him during a CC window. And that just means that they're probably not going to kill you during the CC window with opposition. If it's up, you got to like poke it off first. He's stacked, I assume, right? Yeah. Now he's got a lot of stacks. Oh, he's just going straight crit. I mean, he does have Essence Reaver, but is that crit? Yeah. He went Crown, which is interesting. Does he have the Crown buff right now? No. Isn't that like you have to kill champs? And the buff lasts for like a minute or something? Oh, yeah. I forgot his name. Ewa, whatever. Yes, our quarterback. I think it's slimy. I don't know, like. Of course, you know, I think most players, myself included, are really going to like players that are loyal to their teams. Right? But it's at the same time, if we notice. I don't know. It sounded like a lot. I mean, that was a lot of money. He was already, I imagine, has to be one of the higher paid people. 2.5, and like, yeah, UT's been doing pretty well, but like, I don't know. I think he was trying to get like, see, I just don't know what other athletes get. It's all relative. Like, that's a lot of money, but you know, if other athletes are all getting 10 million and he's only getting 2, then it's like, okay, you got a little room to talk. But if you're already like, if you're already getting paid like a pretty appropriate amount and you're basically quitting on your team, like, he was refusing to go to practice and shit. Yeah, exactly. Now he's screwed on the money. Hate to say it, but you kind of love to see it. Because he gave up on his team. Like, it's one thing if you're a free agent and your team is just not paying you your market value. I understand why people leave. But if you're in a contract and your team is still doing stuff and playing and you're giving up on your team, holding out, trying to negotiate for something, I just feel like that's sleazy negotiation tactic. Like, you're paid a lot of money to play on your current contract. Play your contract. If you want to talk behind the scenes and try to negotiate for stuff, say, hey man, you know, I'm gonna have to consider my options when this contract's up. If y'all can't pay me, then it's like, I get that. But giving up on your team, like basically breaking your word on your contract, I just think it's just not a good look. It's kind of like Jimmy Butler. I don't remember if he completely gave up on his team in Miami, like demanding a trade, but I just think if you're getting paid to do a job, especially a lot of money, right? Like, these guys aren't working at McDonald's, you know? Like, if a McDonald's employee is a little apathetic and they've been there for 10 years, that's one thing. You know what I mean? I worked at McDonald's, by the way, and I was a little apathetic as a teenager. It's like, I can kind of get that. But you're getting paid millions of dollars to play a game that presumably you enjoy. Now, it is a lot of hard work. But it's like, bruh, you're getting paid a lot of money. Fucking deal with it. Like, be a professional. I think it was his dad sweating him for more money. His dad was greeting out, is what I had heard. Which I understand. It's hard to go against your dad and say, "Yo, man, no, you're wrong, Dad. We shouldn't do that." Like, especially when you're however old he is. He's like 20 or something. So I get it, but McDonald's worker experience. You know, it was actually relatively fun. It was a time and a place. I've been lucky where most places that I've worked were cool. And it was fun because it was a lot of other teenagers that I developed friendships with there. And some of the older people, too, were kind of fun with different stories. When I left, it was kind of going downhill. It kind of sucked, but I've been pretty lucky that there, and I worked at a restaurant for 8 years. And most of the time, like, it was pretty cool. I made friends with people. I had a good time. Maybe I just got lucky. Time and a place. But yeah, when I left both of those jobs, it was kind of like a lot of my favorite people had also left. That's kind of my experience with most things. Like, I think almost anything is fun if it's with the right people. Or it can be enjoyable. I enjoy it if it's with good company. We can still lose. Like, we're obviously pretty far ahead at this point, but we've still got inhibitors exposed. They fortunately don't have any teleport. Well, they've got one teleport on way, but yeah, I just have a very lucky, you know, blessed life, I guess many people would say. But yeah, as far as the UT guy, yeah, I feel like, yeah, just the way he went about it and what he was asking was unreasonable, is my sense of it. And, like I said, giving up on your team is just, when you're getting paid that much money. What the fuck? Just deleted everybody. Was it a way ult? Oh, we don't have a Moo either. Yeah, it was the way ult. So I should have respected that. I was like, that is one kind of downside of Rakan, is you have to get in close in order to shield people with your E. So if there's a bunch of AoE damage, you're going to get blown up too. Yeah. We really shouldn't have gone all in there without a Moo. We're just, you know, we're just ahead and we've got that, you know, just too cocky mentality. And I should have shielded and then got out of there. I was just disrespecting the AoE damage. Oh, I also got executed by Darius, so I guess there's that. Yeah, we're pretty massive. Triss trying to backdoor. Okay, well. I mean, maybe it's better to chase him there. Can we not just end? Just race Triss. Okay. Yeah, the 10% cockiness is how you lose the Dragon Soul. That's true. That's a lot of games of League. People just They either give up way too early. They just have extreme reactions to stuff. They're just not consistent. They either give up too early or get demoralized too early, or when they're ahead, they just get too cocky. Oh, I thought we were Emerald 3 or Emerald 4. That's fine. I mostly just come on just to have fun, play a couple of games, hang out with you guys. But I was thinking, man, maybe we could make a run at Diamond, but that ain't happening. We got a week. I'm not going to be playing that many games, probably. I'm going to try to be more consistent, though, as far as playing like a couple of games a day. But just to give you guys, again, some consistent content. And I still enjoy it. I still like League. I'm just busy with other stuff. But I'll try to get back on here more often. Hopefully we get a good quarterback, though. We'll see. I do like it that he kind of got smacked. I think that was good for the rest of the league. That, you know, going about it that way is not good. And that's a very bad look, too, for people that are going to, you know, if you're going to command that money and your attitude's that bad, like, what's going to happen when your contract's about up? Of course, I guess you can only be in the league for 4 years, so it's not the same as pro. But it's a bad work ethic, right? So, I mean, that can hurt you a lot in the future with teams, you know, you being risky and teams not wanting to pay up because they think that you may not perform, you know? So it's good to see that kind of behavior is not being rewarded. It feels bad if he really did get 4.5 million going somewhere else. People like the Titans around here, yeah. I think it's kind of, you know, Vols are sort of number one in my particular area, but in general, the Titans are cool. I actually don't follow the Titans that much in the NFL. I'm like a very casual fan of the NFL and the NBA. So I will like watch highlights of notable teams, like top teams. I'll watch some highlights of them. I'll listen to occasionally if there's an interesting game. Like I like the Chad and the Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco podcast. Occasionally I'll listen to that. So I'm like very loosely aware of sports. If there's friends around, a lot of my sports friends have moved. But if there's friends around watching a game, you know, I'll watch it. But, yeah, I'm more of a highlights, just very loosely stay in the know, watch a few cool highlights. But I'm not going to sit down and watch, like, a whole game that's 3-4 hours long. Unless it's a, like, Super Bowl or a big-time playoff game or something. Maybe. Yeah. The Grizzlies are kind of getting smoked. I'm interested to see. I like Jokic. I've always kind of been a fan of the Lakers since the Kobe days. I just recently, as I got older, kind of figured out that Kobe was kind of a D-bag to a lot of his teammates and to a lot of people. But I really liked his game. Like it was just very fun. It was artistic, you know, almost. It was good. He needed to pass the ball a lot more. I'm not saying he was one of the, you know, best teammates or best players. But as far as like one-on-one, just crazy skill shots and stuff, he was a lot of fun to watch. So I really followed the Lakers a lot, especially when I was younger. When I was like a teenager, early 20s. So it's interesting now with the Luka trade and then having LeBron there. It's fun to kind of see what's going on with that storyline too. And then the Warriors are always kind of a fun storyline too. I like Steph Curry. So there's a lot of good teams. Exactly. I think LeBron, by most accounts, is a pretty cool teammate. Like, he'll hang out. Yeah, everybody's got their moments. But, yeah. And Jordan was kind of that way, too, right? Where Jordan is just kind of, you know, kind of intense, too. There's that intensity. But, I mean, like, Tom Brady, I think, was really intense, and you didn't want to F up during the game, you know? But I feel like afterwards, he seems like you could go get a beer with him, and it would be chill, right? And he, like, respected his teammates. I think, I mean, I don't know fully, but it feels like he was, all accounts, pretty cordial and nice as far as like trying to help people up, trying to respect people. But then, yeah, he's going to yell at you if you F up during the game. Which, I mean, that's kind of understandable if you're playing at that high of a level. Like, I get it, but it's just like, I don't know. I'm a big fan of just being friendly. I think that's one of the best ways to motivate people is just try to be, you know, friendly, inspirational, you know, get the best out of people. Sometimes you gotta, you know, pull some boundaries or get, find some interesting ways to motivate people. But I think, a good default position is to try to empower people rather than knock them down. So, yeah, Brady, I don't know. Maybe Brady is kind of fake. I don't know for sure. He seemed to lighten up a lot in Tampa Bay. I think that he had a really tight leash and he was a lot more high-strung with Belichick in New England. I think he just wouldn't let him talk to people that much, or I don't know. But it seems like after he divorced Giselle, especially, and went over to Tampa Bay with Gronk and started getting more active, doing social media and stuff more, I feel like he's become a bit more chill. Oh, I skipped around. I have not read the entire book. I think I own the books digitally, like Amazon, but I skipped around to different chapters that were interesting. So I would read a synopsis of different chapters, and if it sounded cool, I would read it. So the Arya chapters, when she was training to be a faceless man, were pretty cool. I was skipped quite a bit of the Dorne stuff. There was some stuff that wasn't that great, but the Old Town stuff, the Far East stuff especially, I really liked that. The Essos stuff was fun. I wanted to hear more about Ashai and whatever, the lands beyond the shadow. The Citadel stuff was much cooler in the books too, with Marwyn the Mage, and Makoro was a major character that was cut. I always liked the Red Priest stuff. I always thought that was really interesting. So the religious stuff, the stuff around the White Walkers or the others in the books, a lot of that kind of lore was interesting to me. The kind of just political intrigue in Dorne was sort of whatever, and some of it was a little tedious, but I think a lot of it was pretty good. So I think I ended up reading quite a big chunk of it. And it's not that I don't read big books. I've got, Anna Karenina here was one of my favorites. It's probably 800 pages. Yeah. And then, one of my favorite authors was also George Eliot, with Daniel Deronda especially being my book. I don't think I have it there. I got Middlemarch. It's another 800-page book. So I really like Victorian novels. I like the big badass books if they're just really well written. It just feels like you're just kind of in another world for a long time. And In Search of Lost Time, I've never actually finished that, but I got 3 books in, and I'm still trying to work my way through it. But that's 3,500 pages. It's split up into 6 different books. It's all one book, but they just chopped it up so you can actually carry pieces of it around, basically. But yeah, I just don't read a lot of books from the last century or so. In general, almost everything I read is the newest books that I actually enjoyed. I'm sure there's good stuff out there, but Lolita by Nabokov I think was the 50s, and that's a difficult subject matter. Obviously, it's this old pedophile guy that falls in love with this teenage girl. But the way that it's written is just so crazy, where it kind of you can kind of see why he does, but he's so unhinged and he's such an unreliable narrator. And there's nothing that's really sexual in there, so it's not pornographic. But you just kind of get insights into this sort of this dark world, this dark obsession, and he knows that his obsession is not great. But it's really just the way that it's written, aside from the subject matter. And I think some of the best books try to tackle some of the most difficult subject matters and difficult perspectives. Because it's almost got you, when you're reading it, you're kind of feeling bad for him a little bit. Or you're just I can understand. And it's if you can just forget in your mind that this girl is 13, it sounds like one of the greatest love stories ever written. It's oh man, this is great. And you're oh, that's so sweet, he did that. Oh, he did this. That's awesome. And then you're wait, hold on. Wait a second. She's 13. So it's one of those things where visually, if you saw it on the screen, I think it would be a lot more difficult to watch that book. Lolita. Nabokov, Lolita. And a lot of people consider it. It's often one of the top 10 best books of the 20th century, despite its very difficult subject matter, which I think is a huge testament to just how good of a novel it is. It was actually adopted in a movie. I'm pretty sure they aged up the main character, at least visually. She's supposed to be 12 or 13 or whatever it is, but on screen she probably looks like she's 16 or 17, so it's not quite as disturbing. I've never seen the movie. It was by Kubrick, though, and Kubrick's a really renowned director, so it's probably a good movie. Let me see. Let's see what they got here. Where they gonna put it? To Kill a Mockingbird. What is this? Goodreads? Come on, man. I mean, that's a good book. Harry's Potter. Okay. Nah. Hold on a second. I'm done. Harry Potter is a good book, but you can't. I don't know how Best Reads is looking at that. Okay, this is closer to what I've seen before, like what critics and stuff would say. It's a Great Gatsby, good book. Read that. This is an extremely difficult book, Ulysses. I tried to read that. I was bad. You have to just have you have to be so smart to read this book and understand even what the hell's going on. Like, because it's this allegory about a guy who's just like hanging out in Dublin, and it's supposed to be told like it's Homer's Odyssey. So it's taking this like just everyday stuff this guy does and making it sound really epic, but it's just written just crazy. I could not understand what was going on. I had to have a guide, and even then it was very difficult. So that's one of the hardest books, I think. Classic books that are usually thought to be good, that's difficult to read. In Search of Lost Time, that's that book I was talking about that was 3,500 pages or so. Amazing book. It's always top 10. Read 100 Years of Solitude. It's pretty good. I wouldn't put it top 10. Catcher in the Rye. It's a good book. I don't know if I'd put it that far up. 1984 is good. There's Lolita. So they've got it number 7. Moby Dick. I'm not a fan of this book. I read it, but there's like 200 pages of just talking about like whale biology in the middle. It just felt like this guy was like, hey, I did a whole bunch of research and I just want to put it in this book. Like, it just feels like there's like no characters for 200 pages, and they're just talking about like all this like OG whale knowledge from the 1800s. So it's like, it's okay, but it's so slow. It's crazy. And just tedious. I don't know. I just maybe didn't have enough context to appreciate it. I've never actually read Lord of the Rings, which is insane. I need to read it. The movies are great. Yeah. And Anna Karenina, that's the one I just mentioned. So, of the top 10, I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all the way, and like half of this one. And ironically, the only one that I haven't read in their top 10 is Lord of the Rings. This book is also pretty boring. I've read some of this. It's really important. It's one of the first novels, like what's considered a novel in Western society. I tried to work through War and Peace. Haven't read that one. Pride and Prejudice is pretty good. Wuthering Heights is good. Kill a Mockingbird's good. That's more appropriate. 15 is probably about right on that. Crime and Punishment. Haven't read that. Want to read it. Want to read that. Got it. Sound of the Fury is very difficult. I don't know if I'd put it top 20. It's pretty good. Why is George Eliot not on here? Where the fuck is Middlemarch? The Stranger. I love this book when I was a kid. It's very small, very short, easy read, and it's just, just talking about this guy that this basically gets hated on the entire book because he wasn't sad that his mom died, because he had a complex relationship with his mom. And then society just thinks he's a monster, and it just kind of goes from there. But it's kind of a whole vibe. Brothers Karamazov's okay. The Bible. I mean, are we talking influential things? The thing is, the Bible is not like a book. It is a collection of short stories, basically. By, you know, at least a dozen different authors. But it is, I don't know. I guess it gets into how you're defining things, right? Because it is a collection that was collated and all brought together. But I would think of it more as a short story collection than like a singular author writing it. Heart of Darkness. Okay, this is just disrespect. Where is George Eliot? Did I skip it? Did I miss Middlemarch? There it is. Jesus, 28th? Most places have this top 10, top 20. To the Lighthouse is usually ranked a lot higher too. It's pretty good. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but I can respect it. But this is a pretty good list. This is a pretty good list. Most of the great stuff is on here. This is an extremely sad book. It's about all these people that have tuberculosis that live in this like sanitarium. Great Expectations, really good. Underrated. So yeah, this is a pretty good list. Never heard of this one. This is the first one that I've seen that I have literally never heard of. Master and Margarita, huh? Okay. Well, I got to get out of here. But thank y'all very much for tuning in. As always, I appreciate it. I'll try to get on tomorrow. I do have class until later, so Tuesday, Thursdays are sort of tough. But if not tomorrow, then I should be able to get on Friday. And that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and we'll see you right next time.